Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Chatty House.
Heyo.
S.A. Carpenter, Warren,
Yes,
Dad,
sir.
Christian, Miss Mac
Mr.
10,
Tapia was
Yochino,
good.
Loki, Spencer,
What's up, y'all?
Good
Joe in the
morning. Good
building.
morning.
There he is.
Say Carpenter got the belt. Good work. We're still struggling.
Yeah, we are.
All right. See,
You want me to just kind of match you today?
no, man.
Welcome to the jump.
I'm already hella self-conscious.
You're fine, man.
You're lucky I'm here.
We're acknowledging it and we're playing through it.
Oh shoot, hang on.
You sound great. Brian, what's up? Gregory, shout out. The squad.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, we're right on time. Never mind.
I feel like the jump squad works for the Chatty House right now during this time.
Jump squad.
Yeah. You call you guys yourselves what you want. I don't care. I'm not going to police it. But
There's a store in Sacramento that is like a specialty store. I'm not going to say what kind of store it is. Because there's only one, not because it's weird or I'm ashamed that I shop there. But they call their patrons dreamers. And I'm like, you can't do that. That's already a thing.
yeah, it is. What's up, Madrid?
You don't get to have that one. What's up, Madrid?
Almost wore my Madrid jacket today. That's the biggest team in the world, too, by the way.
What's up, yo? Yeah, it feels like it. What's up, Zabo?
What's up, Dizzy? What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Cast Media, shout out. Filthy McNasty.
Whatever.
That happened to me so many times last week. You have the real headphones, and Ben doesn't.
Hey, we're back. My voice isn't, but we're powering through.
Yeah, we're powering through. It's fine. We're acknowledging it. We're gonna be entertaining today, and Kyle's gonna sound like he smokes 2 packs a day. It's fine.
Okay, since we're doing this on the jump, tell us about your UFO.
See, look it. I didn't see a UFO. I did not see a UFO.
No, okay,
all right. So
you did, but you did.
I did not.
You said to me,
no.
We're gonna talk about the Kings. I promise. We're
Yes.
gonna talk about the NBA draft. We got a ton of draft stuff to get to today. The Kings play the Hornets, and I think the Hornets are a good blueprint for the Kings to follow, and we'll dig into all of that. We sat down today
This morning,
and you said,
let me tell you what I said. I can tell the story. It's fine. So I'm driving yesterday, and you guys tell me what I saw. I don't know what I saw. Maybe it was a firework or whatever. Point being, I'm driving to work yesterday morning, and there's like a little green light in the sky, and it's going like downwards or whatever. Point being, I don't know what it was. It wasn't a plane or anything like that because they go higher and stuff like that. You know what a plane looks like in the sky. I don't know if it was a firework or what, but it was green, and I held on to that yesterday. I didn't tell anyone because it's like, Jess, what are you gonna do? Tell someone? Oh yeah, I saw some light in the sky. Okay. So then I tell Kyle, and Kyle gives me this look like I'm this crazy person.
No, because it's not that you saw a light. That's
I didn't even say I saw a UFO. I didn't say that.
The light isn't what bothers me.
Yeah.
If you had come in and told me this yesterday, I'd have been like, oh yeah, it might have been a comet or whatever, like a shooting star, as it were. Like, yeah, you might have, or maybe it was a rogue firework at 6 a.m. I don't know. But the fact that you held on to it,
I didn't know what to do with it.
Told me today means you thought it was something weird and it was eating at you.
No, not that. It's just something.
Oh, man.
No.
See,
I missed one day.
Joe
That's
Brazil.
funny.
Yeah. See, maybe I could have told Joe or whatever yesterday. But point being,
yeah, you could have shot me a text.
I didn't know what it was, and I was like, yeah. It's like, all right, it's been a day. I'm gonna tell Kyle this cool thing that I saw or whatever it was, and Kyle's gonna be a nice guy about it. But no, yeah, now I'm the UFO guy.
And I thought I was gonna come in here with my I smoke 3 packs a day voice and be fine with it, but then you started making fun of me. So now we're here.
We wouldn't be friends if I didn't. If I didn't, we wouldn't be friends. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Mrs. Mac 10 in the YouTube chat at youtube.com/ESPN1320. Appreciate everybody watching there. And appreciate everybody listening on 1320 AM and also on 98.5 FM HD2. We're available everywhere. And of course, the free Odyssey app. You download the Odyssey app, search ESPN 1320, favorite that station. And then when you open the app, we're going to be right there and you can listen to us anywhere in the country, anywhere that you are. You can also hit us on the Mojo's local Tapping Kitchen studio text line at 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. That is the Mojo's text line. Would love to interact with you over there. Okay. So last night, I saw a tweet from our friend Kenny Garraway.
Good friend Kenny Caraway.
Our good friend Kenny Caraway, the homie Kenny Caraway. And he was talking about Caleb Wilson, the forward from UNC, and basically saying, I think Caleb Wilson's a good player, but I just don't see it as a guy that the Kings should be drafting in the top 3 or top 4, as it were, because the Kings currently 4th in lottery odds. And I kind of agreed. I like Caleb Wilson a lot. He was the first player that really popped off the screen to me when watching college basketball this year.
Yeah.
And I think there's a chance that Caleb Wilson winds up being a really good player. I am wary of Caleb Wilson being the player the Kings need. Like a player that can have the ball in his hands and is that go-to guy in crunch time who's going to take over a game. I personally don't see it. A lot of very smart people do. I don't. And so I said I would take Acuff at 4 over Caleb Wilson. And I didn't think that was that hot of a take. But then I started getting dragged for it.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? It's Twitter.
It's the internet.
Should have took that stuff to Instagram if you wanted to be nice.
But I always, when so many people so vehemently disagree with me, my thought process is like, okay, let me take a step back and see where maybe they're right. And a lot of times I'm like, nah, I'm staying. But sometimes people are right. But I started thinking about the Darius Acuff thing. And I don't feel differently about Darius Acuff than I did 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to thinking about him as a player and about him as a building block, because that's when we talk about whatever player the Kings draft, wherever they draft, whether it's 1, 2, 4, 7, whatever it is, they need that player to be really good. And they need that player to be good really quick. And so I got to thinking about Darius Acuff and that player archetype. And I don't want to say undersized, but he's not like a 6'6" scoring guard. He is like a 6'2", 6'3",
6'3", 190.
Guard. Right. And I got to thinking, because as I'm driving in today, one of the things I want to talk about is Cam Thomas being cut by the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You go, man, Cam Thomas can fill it up. He can flat out score the basketball.
Bucket getter.
Got let go by the Nets after not getting a contract and restricted free agency, signed with the Bucks, and now he's waived by the Bucks.
And we were all kind of like, oh, this is nice for Cam Thomas. Maybe it'll work out. And it's like, oh, no, really quickly on. No, not working.
Yeah, didn't even finish the year in Milwaukee. We talk about Malik Monk. We love Malik Monk. What Malik Monk does for the Kings, what he did for the Beam team, was undeniable. 6th man of the year candidate. Should have been 6th man of the year a couple times. But then you talk about his trade value, and apparently it wasn't there. Money wasn't there in free agency. And his trade value is very low. And then you look at Trae Young, a player that I like, that you like a lot.
I really like Trae Young.
And you see Trae Young getting traded for peanuts. And I sort of wonder if the NBA is heading in a direction where players like Darius Acuff cannot be successful or cannot lead a team where the Kings need to and want to go.
And that's the finals?
Yeah. Can you win an NBA championship with I'm going to say undersized scoring guard, because I think of scoring guard and I think 6'6". So undersized scoring guard as your number one option.
I'd ask, do you think Jalen Brunson is someone that could do that? Do you think you could do it with Jalen Brunson? And I hear you, because like the evidence kind of points to, I guess, like recent history or whatever. Like, no, those guys can end up being really good. But point being, like you said, they're not necessarily the best guys on a championship team, or they don't necessarily get to that point. But you look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, an undersized scoring guard. He was 2 wins away from the finals last year. I think we're at a point in the NBA where if these guys are getting phased out, it's because these GMs and these front offices are kind of refusing, or I don't want to say taking the easy route, but just it's tougher to build around an undersized guard who doesn't play great defense or anything like that. It's difficult. Like you need certain skill sets around that and all that stuff. So I guess in a way, yeah, it's being phased out, but it's just because these
that's
GMs are just not choosing to go that route anymore, I guess. Like, these players are still going to be really good. Like, I'm not scared off of Darius Acuff because he's an undersized guard. If the Kings have the third pick, I'm probably taking him. If it's one, I think I'm taking AJ or Darren. Point being, AJ or Darren is 1 or 2 for me. But if the Kings are third, I'm going Darius Acuff Jr. I get he's undersized and all that stuff, but I think there's a ceiling there that maybe a Cam Boozer doesn't have. And yes, history tells us that maybe he won't be able to be the best guy to lead you to the finals, just given those guys just don't get there. But I mean, it's up to Scott Perry and the GMs around the NBA to kind of just build around that player.
And that's where the argument for him comes in. And you talk about, can you win with that player?
Like, you can be successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes. But I also think it's what you were talking about. There's a very specific build that needs to go around that player.
Like, I think the Wizards at some point can be successful with Trae Young. Are they going to win a finals or anything like that? I'm not sure. But I think they can. I think next year they can be around playing and things like that if he's healthy and they're all healthy, playing real basketball.
Sure. But I think there's when your number one option is this point guard who, let's say, averages, I don't know, 25 and 7, but he's not offering a ton defensively. Teams are picking on him on that end of the floor. Teams are able to game plan for him defensively, where all of a sudden you're limiting your offense while he tries and goes to get his buckets. Like, that's where I think you talk about the team build, and I think there is a pathway to success with that player. I do think there is, but I think it's more narrow than the pathway with a player like Darren Peterson, or with the potential, right? Like assuming these players are who we think they are, or the pathway with a player like AJ DeBonsa. I think it's easier to build around guys like that than guys like Darius Acuff. But on the other hand, as with all prospects, there's like a really wide range of outcomes, right? Like, if Darius Acuff is Damian Lillard, then you draft.
Yes.
Then you draft
10 times out of 10.
And it doesn't, you bring him in and you do everything you can, because remember, Dame and the Blazers didn't make the finals in large part because of Golden State. They just ran into a really, really one of the best teams we've seen ever. And they weren't able to get over that hump because of it. But if he's Damian Lillard, then yeah, you draft him and you feel great about it. But if he's, I don't know. What if he's
Tyrese Maxey?
Then yeah,
6'2",
you draft
6'2" guard.
Then you draft him. If he's going to be Tyrese Maxey, yeah, absolutely. He's going to be Tyrese.
These guards under Coach Calipari usually turn out really well too.
If he's going to be Cam Thomas, then obviously you're going to stay away.
Yes, and I agree with you, but I also think, and this isn't your comp, it's just something we've seen. I think the Cam Thomas comp is lazy too.
Why?
Because I don't think Cam Thomas creates the way that Darius Acuff Jr. can. Like, I don't think Cam Thomas is ever going to give you 6.5 assists. We'll see what that translates to the NBA and stuff like that. But Darius Acuff Jr. is a playmaker. Cam Thomas is just purely strictly a bucket getter. All I'm going to do is get you buckets. Like, that's what I do. But Darius Acuff Jr. like is a playmaker offensively, where he's going to get others involved. And like I said, it's 6.5 assists this year. So I think the comp there is lazy. Not your comp, but just what we've seen so far. Yeah.
I'm just grabbing scoring.
No, I got you. Yeah. But I think there's a lot more that Acuff can do. So I mean, yeah, if I'm the Kings at 3, I'm still taking him. And I see the other side of it. We've talked about it, but again, if he can be a Tyrese Maxey type player, undersized 6'2" guard or whatever, like, I'm gonna work with that, and just gonna depend on Scott Perry to build the right team around him.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it comes down to. I like his ceiling a lot. I think it's high. There's times it's like
very high.
There's times where you think about maybe you take him over Darren Peterson, but Darren Peterson's 6'5". I do. I have to for myself. All right, for myself, I guess. While I'm thinking about if I saw a UFO or not, I'm thinking about that as well. Okay. But point being, it's like, yeah, you still stick with Darren because he's 6'5" and all those things. But Darius Acuff Jr. is legit. I'm going with him at 3 if I'm the Kings.
He's also just better. Like, Darren Peterson's just a better player.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm so interested to see how this shakes out with the NBA and just the direction the league is going, because it felt like 10 years ago, like, man, this center is just becoming obsolete.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a 7-footers league anymore. This is a 6'7" to 6'10" wings league now. And now you're seeing Nikola Jokic, you're seeing Domantas Sabonis and Bam Adebayo and all this, and Ivica Zubats had a huge year a couple years ago or last year.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren and Oklahoma City's throwing all this money at Isaiah Hartenstein, and you're starting to see centers become, now they're evolved, it's different, but they're more prominent than they were. Certainly it looked like they were going to be even a decade ago, and I wonder if at some point we do see this come back around. But right now, I wonder what the league feels about Darius Acuff, knowing how the league feels about even, and I know it's, I understand there are other circumstances here, and I'm not projecting those circumstances onto Acuff, but even a player like Ja Morant, who is by all intents and purposes available at the deadline.
Yes, but I think there's context to these things. So let's talk about that real quick. Ja Morant, he's dealt with injury issues, maybe not as explosive as he used to be, off the court issues, things like that. He's kind of rehabbing from that.
For sure.
Trae Young went for peanuts. We can both acknowledge that. But if the Wizards give him a deal or give him a contract extension, and that's kind of, that team is running through him, that kind of tells you, like, no, they really value like a player like that. So I guess trade wise, sure, but there's still teams around the league who think they can build with a Trae Young and be successful with a Trae Young type. Maybe it's just the Wizards, but point being, like, that exists. Like, if the Wizards give him that deal, it's like, yes, they feel they can build around that kind of player. It is, but that's all you kind of need, I guess.
I don't think it is.
Well, like Tyrese Maxey is 6'2", Jalen Brunson is 6'1", whatever it is. Like, those guys exist. There are successful stories.
Sure. But with Trae Young specifically, just to continue down that path, if he gets this huge deal with the Wizards and the Wizards continue to be a back end of the play-in, not making the play-in team, I think it sort of proves those teams right that didn't value Trae Young very highly.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's not difficult because, like I said, I bring up Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brunson. Those are just two guys on my side compared to, I guess, plenty of other stories. But point being, it's just, I think you can be successful.
But on the, so this is, and what you're, I don't want to get super far into the semantics of this, but I think it's important because you're saying be successful. I'm talking about winning a title, winning a championship.
I think you can. The Knicks were 2 games away from getting to the finals, and who knows if they beat the Thunder. But point being, if that guy
beat the Thunder,
fine, they wouldn't beat the Thunder. But if he's good enough to get you to the finals, then yeah, you just ran into a better team that time.
But they didn't get to the.
They didn't, but they were 2 wins away. And are we going to hold that against him? Like, yep, can't do it because they were 2 wins away.
Yes,
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
That feels like adjustments here and there at that point. Not that you can't win with that kind of player. Like you were 2 wins away. Like if you're playing better in game 6, and if you play better in game 6 and game 3 or game 4, whatever it was, then it's like, yeah, it's different.
You were 2 wins away in a not very good East. And I also want to put this on Tyrese Maxey. What have the Sixers done?
Tyrese Maxey, I mean, he's been leading this team this year, but they've been injured. He's dealt with injuries last year. The Sixers have not been fully healthy. This year, it's like, oh, they stepped up. And it's like Joel Embiid's kind of playing well. And the Sixers at one point were looking good. Now everyone's hurt again. Tyrese Maxey's been out dealing with injuries and stuff. So it's like they haven't been able to get on the right foot. But I think with Tyrese, like that team's kind of been trending up since he's taken over as being the guy.
I wonder in the league, because I like Jalen Brunson fine. I like Tyrese.
And are you willing to pass on that player for this though? That type of player for this? Because hey, you can't get to the finals potentially.
So we're having 2 different conversations. If you're telling me, if you're Jesse from the future and you say, hey, Darius Acuff is Tyrese Maxey. He just comes in the league and he has the exact same career arc as Tyrese Maxey. Great, take him. I would 100% do that.
Yeah.
My wonder is, do NBA GMs view that the same way? Do NBA decision makers look at the landscape of the league and look at the way the league is trending offensively, look at the way the league is trending defensively, and do they say, oh yeah, Tyrese Maxey is that dude, Jalen Brunson is that dude, there's just this circumstance or that circumstance is keeping them out? Or do they go, yeah, man, you look at all these guys who are 6'3" and under, primarily offensive guards, and none of them are getting it done.
Okay. So I think yes, we're trending away from that. But also, it's like I don't know. What do we do with that then at that point? Because
I
like,
don't
do you
know.
pass
I
on
don't
that? Do you
know.
pass on that kind of player then if you're Scott Perry? Do you pass on like? I don't think you do because I guess like I think you are right. I think we're kind of trending away from the guys who are undersized guards
Sure.
who can score.
Mhm.
There are some success stories, like I said, with I guess relative. We're not they haven't gotten to the finals yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Jalen Brunson and Maxey. I think those you
Mhm.
can be successful with guys like that,
Mhm.
and I'm not passing on a player that could potentially be a guy like that.
Sure.
But also, yes, you're not wrong. Like Trae Young just went for peanuts.
Like for nothing.
Yes. And
And the
there's
team that
less
wanted him is
guys
an
like
all-time
Brunson and
bad team.
Maxey out there. But again, if I'm a GM running a team, I'm not letting that shy like get
Mhm.
me away from drafting Darius Acuff Jr. or anything like that. I think you could still be successful. And I see the Knicks, and yes, again, they didn't get to the finals.
Mhm.
I mean, weak ease is kind of relative because I feel like people think if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't get hurt in the finals, like they're beating the Thunder. I think there's people that'll tell you that. We don't know what happens, but point being, like if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't get hurt, the champion could have came out the East. Point being, I see the Knicks and what Jalen Brunson did and think, yeah, I can do that with Darius Acuff Jr. And maybe I'm able to build a team that's able to get the 2 more wins in the final or in the Eastern Conference Finals and get over the hump.
Here's the
Like
other
it's not,
question.
I'm not going to shy away from it.
Here's the Kings specific question I have because you asked, does Scott Perry draft that player? There was some reporting yesterday from Benedict George that said the Kings love Darius Acuff.
Yeah.
You talk about his playmaking. We've talked about his scoring. We've talked about his lack of defense. Our own James Ham, Kings insider, Locked on Kings, reported this offseason that the Kings had no interest in Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Scott Perry type of player. They're not going to trade for him. Don't want him. That's a scorer. That is a playmaker who doesn't play a lot of defense. I wonder what makes Darius Acuff different. Is it the type of scoring that he does? Is it just like he's more efficient? Which like that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I wonder where the line is. Like I wonder what a Scott Perry type of player is because frankly we still don't know.
I have no clue to be honest.
Like we don't.
I would love
like,
to ask you, Scott, if you'd like to join the jump.
Yeah, 916-909-1320, Scott. That's the Mojo's text line. You can also give us a call on that phone number. But and after you make a call, head down to Mojo's, grab a beer and
grab yourself
a
a brewski.
snack. Yeah. So I wonder because we know what kind of the role player looks like. I think it's like Dylan Cardwell.
Mm-hmm.
I think really fits that mold. I think Neek Clifford, a very like defensive minded, hard-nosed player. But that's nice for a role player. What are you looking for in your 1A? And do you use or do you go away from he needs to play defense. We're going to do this and that if you think that he could be that 1A for you offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And do you then adjust your team building around him? I don't know the answer to that. These are just things I think we're going to find out.
We don't know necessarily what kind of player Scott Perry loves, and we heard the Trae Young rumors back in the offseason, but also maybe Scott Perry wasn't in on Trae Young because of that contract he would have had to give him either.
Sure.
Like what if it's like, oh yeah, I'll pay Trae Young $45 million a year, $50 million, sure, but I'm not going to give him $65 million a year. Like I mean, that's the issue there.
But eventually you're going to
maybe he did like that.
Pick.
Huh?
But eventually you're going to have to pay this draft pick.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to turn out, like I said, he doesn't have to turn out to be Trae Young. I think we like Tyrese Maxey. We like Jalen Brunson. I think we're fine paying those guys, right? Are we?
Assume so.
Yeah, so it's like maybe he turns out better. Like I think we're so stuck on the negative part of it, what it kind of can turn out the wrong way, when there is also like a decent part where it's like, yes, no, you can be relatively successful and things like that. Yes, the league is going away from that kind of player, but again, if I'm Scott Perry myself, I'm not shying away from Darius Acuff Jr. if I'm picking third. Like you just have to figure out a way to build a better team around him. You get some defenders, some better wings and things like that, but like that's just kind of what it comes down to.
That's the other part of this that it
doesn't stop at Darius Acuff Jr.
That's the other part of this that I'm really interested in when it comes to the draft of the Kings, because let's say they do pick third.
And real quick,
yeah,
like Cam Boozer is probably a prototype where it's like, yes, to build for the NBA, things like that, but also I don't think he has the ceiling that a Darius Acuff has.
So that's what I wanted to bring up.
So I'm not going to pass on a player with that ceiling for a good player. Like, yeah, he'll be really good in the NBA, but like the ceiling here with this guy, I'm still going to take a chance on that.
But that's what I'm interested to see with the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Do they go all ceiling here?
I think you have to.
Do they just say, to hell with the floor? If he stinks, so be it. But we think that this guy's going to have the ball in his hands with 5 minutes to go in a close game, and we feel good about winning that game because we have Darius Acuff with the ball in his hands? Or do they go, yeah, he might be that, but there's also a chance that he's Anthony Simons. And it's just kind of, yeah, you can light it up, and he might go for 50 sometimes, but we don't really feel good about him on a night-to-night basis.
It depends on how Scott feels, but I'm taking a chance on the ceiling rather than the good player.
Or do they look at Cam Boozer and go, man, we think he's at minimum our starting four, at absolute minimum. But we think that there's a really good chance he's an all-star, and his ceiling is perennial all-NBA guy.
I mean, that's different. If you feel that way, like...
Or no, I'm sorry. I said that wrong.
Yeah.
He might not be a perennial all-NBA guy.
Oh, he might not be?
But man, he might make a couple of all-star teams, but we feel really good that he's just going to be a starter.
A high floor, low ceiling type player?
Yes.
So potentially not a shot. Potentially Keegan Murray?
Better? Yeah.
I'm gonna pass on a high floor, low ceiling type of player. I think that's kind of what Cam Boozer is. I'm gonna take a chance on Darius Acuff, and I think right now the cupboard is so bare for the Kings where like you're able to do that this year. I don't think you should be picky at this point where it's like, yeah, let's just take the safe pick. And I'm not saying Cam Boozer is necessarily a safe pick, but I'm gonna take a chance on the upside of Darius Acuff.
Do you think Darius Acuff? And I think this might be the question.
And I just think Darius Acuff Jr. is really good too, by the way.
This is the question I think the Kings have to ask. And I think there's other things too that go beyond just the box score, right? There's like a mentality, there's a mindset, there's like, I think all that stuff matters. And I think that's, I know D'Lo and Casey were talking about Darren Peterson yesterday. I think that's the other, the thing that has made people so like the anti-Darren Peterson contingent, I think comes from that, like, hey, does he have that mindset? Like, does he have that?
A dog.
I'm not saying I agree with that, but I think that's where it is. The question I have with Acuff, or the question the Kings have with Acuff, I can't remember what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought.
Undersized guard, Cam Boozer.
It doesn't matter.
High floor. All right. We try. High floor, low ceiling. No. Kings. Question, Darius Acuff.
No.
Building around.
It's
Kings
not.
taking.
It's getting farther
Oh,
away.
no.
It's getting farther away. That train left the station.
It's all good.
It's gone. It might hit me.
Well, we were talking about if you're the Kings, do you take a high ceiling guy or do you take not the safer guy, but just more so the high floor, low ceiling?
I don't want to write off Cam Boozer. I don't want to write off Cam
I'm not
Boozer
writing him off, but I'm
as this player who will never make it, because I think there's a really good chance that Cam Boozer gets into the NBA and is just freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's just how you feel about prospects and things like that. I just feel better about Darius Acuff than I do Cam Boozer. Not to say Cam Boozer won't be a great NBA player. It's just I just would take a chance on Darius Acuff. Undersized guard and all.
Interesting.
Even though the rest of the NBA won't.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
And we're talking a lot about the NBA draft, and we're going to continue talking a lot about the NBA draft, but baseball is
We're back. I'm so excited.
Opening night is live on Netflix tomorrow, March 25th. Aaron Judge. Oh my God.
Joe, dump that. Don't dump that. Don't dump that. But yes.
Actually dump that.
Yeah, don't actually, but yes.
Okay, here we go. We're locked in. Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees clash with Rafael Devers and the San Francisco Giants. MLB opening night. Yankees. Giants. Live on Netflix tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I get it?
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, shout out.
Jeez.
Was it Sean McDonough hitting the voice crack during the calls and things like that?
Cancel my Netflix for the voice crack on it.
Do not let this guy read for us again. This is not the angle we wanted to go for. Very excited for baseball, though.
I can't
wait. I've been checking tickets all the last few weeks. Is what I'm going to do this season, what games I'm going to hit. So I'm very excited.
We going to a game together?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Hell yeah. Can't wait. Joe, you going to come?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm invited.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Joe, you're invited. We just asked you if you want to come. Come hang out with us, Joe.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, you're going to come hang out with us. Yes, no, we're not going to go sit in media.
If I'm invited, well, you're not.
We're going to go to Mojo's first. All right.
Obviously.
We're going to go to Mojo's first and after. We're going to we're going to just hang out during the game and stuff like that.
All right.
I'm down. I can't wait.
Hell yeah.
The jump day at the ballpark. Because I don't think I can go to the Odyssey day at the ballpark. But yeah, we'll do our thing this year.
All right. That's just the top. I'm Kyle Madsen, Joe Brazil behind the glass. This is The Jump on ESPN 1320. Sacramento's sports leader. Joe, don't hit the button just yet. The Kings play the Hornets tonight. Are you trying to lose this game?
I don't play.
And if the Kings are trying to lose, what's the ideal tanking lineup look like? We'll talk about it next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader.
Shouty House, what's up? Shout out to everyone in here. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, signing with Reebok. Shout out.
Does it change your mind that Darius Acuff has a signature shoe with Reebok now?
You know what? No, because I'm going to be positive about it. I think that's very cool. What's up, TC? Good morning. Why?
No.
Oh, okay. But yeah, same page. Cool.
Oh, he unfollowed us? He's going to unfollow then. Later, dog.
What's up, Mitch?
Mitch.
It's a very good day. Learned Conley early is going to be the day 3 starter for the Red Sox. If you play fantasy baseball, take a late pick on Conley early.
Okay. All right. I do. I appreciate
Says the
that.
Red Sox fan that's probably getting ahead of himself. But
Fair
yes.
enough. That sounds a lot like what I get made fun of for often.
You know what, Joe? I get it, Joe. I get it.
Thank you.
I get
appreciate
you.
What
it.
happened? I was reading. What happened?
No, just big buy your stock on Conley early. Rookie pitcher this year.
Mm.
Going to be pitching on day 3 for the Red Sox this season. Move him down the board.
I didn't eat breakfast today. I'm so hungry, bro. I got 2 minutes. Shoot. Be right back.
Dude, the 999 challenge thing. Do you see that with the Giants?
I
at
did see
Merkle
that.
Park? First picture, first reaction was that it was a good deal, and then a lot more came out like once the fans actually got to the park.
Like, what do you mean?
Oh, dude, it's
Bad, Joe?
It's $54.
But
But that seemed like a good deal for 9 beers and 9 hot dogs, right?
yeah, but they're not regular sized beers either.
They give you one tall can.
Really?
They give you one
Oh,
tall
what a
can.
scam!
Yeah, and the hot dogs are not very big.
Yeah, no, all right, that's a scam.
The one tall can thing is
That's
crazy.
Let me just get 4 hot dogs and 1 tall can, and I'm probably saving $10 at that point.
Yeah, it's a Coors Light tall can, I guess. So I was
I'm out.
excited.
I'm
It
out,
seemed
yeah.
like a good deal.
No, I was with you, Joe. I'm out.
but
I'm out. Yeah,
one tall
Soren.
can, man.
That's
It doesn't-
absurd.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Steven, don't need to be your first pick, but maybe as you're looking for pitchers towards the end, maybe if he's still around, take him. I think he's gonna have a good year. I don't know why, but
I'll wear them.
yeah, it makes no sense. So this is honestly the move too.
The best place to attempt it would probably be at the Potters game in Lincoln. That would be the most bang for your buck. That's my suggestion.
Shout out Joe, the 9x9 challenge expert.
Remember my buddy?
The Glizzy King.
I think Kyle remembers that. Yeah, when my buddy said he would eat, I think 10 hot dogs or whatever, and he did. It was crazy. It was at the River Cats game for $1 dog night.
Ooh, nice. Sac Republic's getting a 20,000 seat stadium rather than the original 12,000 seat vision. Jake Gaten. Check Jake Gaten's tweet.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
May or may not have seen a UFO yesterday. I'm going to be a big boy about it and not be shamed about it. Who knows? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was a drone. It didn't look like a drone, but it's out there.
You're allowed to think you saw a UFO. It's not the craziest thing ever.
I don't think I saw a UFO. It's just like I said, it was like light in the sky. I was like, huh, what's that? That's interesting. And then I went to tell my friends this morning, and they tried to shame me for it, and I'm not going to let them do that.
That's shaming you. I just think it's interesting.
So give us your top 10 UFO moments at 8:30, guys. Call it 916-909-1320.
Got a couple of pieces of news. Darius Acuff has a signature shoe with Reebok.
Shout out.
Yeah, big salute to Darius Acuff.
I've always loved him as a player. I might take him one now, Kyle. I don't know. No.
You got a signature shoe with Reebok? Man.
Shout out Reebok.
Might be the next Allen Iverson.
Maybe. I won't buy a pair because I only buy Air Forces, but shout out.
That's true. That's a fact.
That's
a shoot.
Yes. Yay! Wrestling Kyle. Get ready for his WrestleMania takes in 2 weeks.
CM Punk, am I right?
Oh my gosh, it's the guy on fire. It's like when Damien talks boxing with Eddie and Casey.
Jake Gaten, our good friend from CBS Sports. No, excuse me, not from CBS Sports. Well, technically, kind of from CBS 13.
Shout out CBS 13.
Here in Sacramento. Reported today that the Sac Republic, instead of its original 12,000 seat stadium downtown, it's now planning a 20,000 seat stadium down at the rail yards. It will feature open air design with a fixed canopy covering every single seat. The capacity can be expanded up to 27,000 for concerts. And that also gives them the flexibility to host soccer matches, football matches, rugby matches.
They get some rugby sevens in Sacramento.
Privately funded, all of it privately funded by Wilton Rancheria. That's according to Jay Gaten at CBS 13.
Shout out. Buy some stock in Sacramento. I said during the break to buy some stock in Connolly early. Buy some stock in Sacramento right now. I'm excited for what they got going on.
Soccer stadiums are just do it right.
Yes.
Watching soccer in a soccer stadium is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels right.
No, yeah. It's good. It's going to be legit. Sacramento, they show up for the Republic, so I'm very excited for all this. And like I said, let me get some rugby sevens over here.
Really?
I'll watch rugby. I got one of my best friends is from Fiji.
Do you know the rules?
I don't know the rules, but one of my best friends from Fiji, and they'll get together in the garage and stuff like that. We'll get down. We'll watch with them and stuff like that. It's a good time.
Shout
out Raw. Why?
Well, yeah. What?
It's just a good time.
If you don't know the rules, then.
Well, I'm not like, oh yeah, but it's just like I said, the vibes. You get together with people and stuff like that. Like I would go to rugby sevens. I would go to rugby sevens with my friend Raw and stuff like that. Hang out. He's talked about it. We almost went to San Francisco one time. I think when they played at AT&T Park. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm a rugby fan or anything like that, but like that would be cool. I would go to that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not like, oh, I'm a big rugby fan or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with it now. I got you.
Yeah.
I love that they said rugby. As though that's like a major sport in this country.
It's not a major sport, but they get fans
Soccer,
out there.
Football.
Like in Vegas, they've gotten fans and stuff like that.
Give me some Aussie rules football.
Why not?
That's
we got the seats for it.
I tried to understand it. I tried to understand Aussie rules football, and I cannot. I got nothing. The Kings play the Hornets tonight. That's Jesse. I'm Kyle. Joe Brazil behind the glass. 916-909-1320. 916-909-1320. That is the phone line. That's also the Mojo's text line. The 916, we were talking about Darius Acuff earlier, said Acuff is a leader. And that's, I think, we got to that a little bit. I think there's a mindset part of it that matters a lot. And there's a non what's that intangible element to this that I think is going to matter when it comes to the Kings making their pick.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the pillars. We joke about, the pillars that Scott Perry is trying to build on. That's where I think that kind of thing is going to really matter. When you're bringing in random free agent and you're just trying to get through this season and you're just trying to get to 2027, so your salary cap is clean and you're good to spend and acquire players and do all that. I get why the pillars would fall off, and we're gonna do little jokes about it. But I also understand if that's really what you're trying to build off of. I think that's going to be really paramount to what they do in this year's draft.
Like the pillars are great and all that, but like I don't know if Darius Acuff Jr. fits it or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who fits the pillars and what the pillars are at this point.
No, I don't know either, but I think it's going to have to be a factor.
I think it's a factor when you're building around Darius Acuff. I don't know. Like
it can't apply to all the guys you're building around. And then,
well, like I said, it kind of comes down to, would you be willing to pass on ceiling though for pillars and kind of, this guy, maybe he's not going to be as good as Acuff. We project him out to be, but he's the type of player we want him to be.
That's a different,
like, yeah, you think about it. But again, if Darius Acuff Jr. doesn't fit every single pillar, what exactly I'm trying to build here, like I'm still taking a chance on him. Not every guy is. I don't know. You're not gonna take an awful basketball player because he plays hard. Yeah,
like that's
not awful, but like I guess like the guys around that range.
But
like,
if there's, but if you have two players who are like, let's just take DeBonce and Peterson because those are the two guys we've compared. And let's say in their pre-draft research, they're picking first, and they find out that Darren Peterson is just the guy. Like he fits exactly what they're looking for. And they find out that AJ DeBonce, like, yeah, he's, and I don't know that I'm making stuff up. I'm 100% making things up right now for the sake of this. AJ DeBonce, yeah, he's late for meetings. He dogs it in practice.
It's a generic player.
He blocks him. Yeah, you block some shots, but he doesn't really try defensively.
Okay.
Then yeah, like
that guy, the guy that's not AJ, but for the generic player that's not really showing up on time, things like that. Yeah, I'm not bringing him into my building here in Sacramento.
Sure.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, the pillars are all, and we're gonna draft through the pillars. Okay, just making that note.
No, that's not. You have to be good at basketball. That's prerequisite number one.
You have to be good at basketball, but also if this guy is better than you and maybe he fits 4 of the pillars rather than you fit all 6, I'm taking that guy.
No. Sure. Anyways,
knock the pillars down, please. I hate them.
You actually hate them.
You put the pillars up and this house ain't even steady yet. Knock them down again and redo it.
I thought we were doing jokes about them, but you're serious. You actually hate them.
Just grinds my gears. Makes my blood boil.
What grinds my gears? All right, Kings, Hornets tonight. Let's get back on track. Do the Kings need to lose tonight?
Real quick. I found out what I saw in the sky yesterday. We can talk about that later, I guess. It was real. There's news about it.
Jesse's UFO sighting.
It was a meteor. Turns out it was a meteor.
We'll talk about it coming up in a bit.
Yeah, but point being, no, you don't have to lose. Like
Okay, so now we're at the point that Kings don't have to lose.
No, okay. I think you're getting mixed up with what we've been talking about. They don't have. My whole thing when we were talking about yesterday was that they didn't have that avenue to take that shot, to go that direction. The way you've structured Doug Christie's contract and all that stuff, and the way that Scott Perry has talked, like, yeah, they're not going to tank because they don't really have the ability to. Doug Christie doesn't have the ability to sit Malik Monk in the fourth quarter because he's going off. No, Doug Christie needs to win basketball games. So I think they're all lockstep, same page there. But I mean, I'm not expecting the Kings to go out and tank or anything like that because they're not going to. They're not tanking. They are not tanking. If they're losing, it's because they're just a bad basketball team. But it's like the tanking. Yeah, like the tanking thing. What do you mean? Why?
Because I think if Killian Hayes or Neat Clifford had been available the other night, I think they probably play more than Malik Monk in the fourth quarter. Patrick Baldwin Jr. played 9 fourth quarter minutes. That's a tanking move. Doug McDermott playing 6 fourth quarter minutes is a tanking move.
You got their bodies on the roster. Guys are hurt. You have to play those guys. It's just the guys you have at this point. They're a bad basketball team.
Then why isn't, I don't know. They're tanking though.
I disagree. I don't think they're tanking. If you were to ask Doug Christie right now, are you trying, not off the record, we can play a game real quick. All right. Hypothetical off the record. If you were to ask Doug Christie, hey, what is the plan right now? He's telling you we're trying to lose games.
I think
because that's what tanking is.
I think he is telling you that the wins and losses probably matter less. Off the record.
They just won. I don't know. They just won. I can't buy them tanking.
Okay.
They're 5-3 in their last 8. That's tanking? That's not tanking.
It is when you're beating the Bulls, who are tanking, the Pacers, who are tanking, lose to the Hornets, who are not tanking. Beating the Clippers is a non-tanking move. That was tough. But then you beat the Jazz, who are tanking. You get smoked by the Spurs and the 76ers, and then you beat the Nets. That's not tanking. You can't.
I don't think they're tanking. No, I don't.
Lose.
No, tanking is like, yeah, Doug Christie, like, I'm going to sit Malik Monk. DeMar DeRozan, you were, I think, went for 30-plus last week. I'm not going to let you play in the fourth quarter and win us this game. That's tanking. These guys are playing out their games. And like I said, they're not, like, Doug McDermott's going to miss because they're hurt right now. I don't think that they're tanking. I think they're just a bad basketball team. It's like, Killian Hayes was brought here, and it's like Killian Hayes, to me, is not the best basketball player or anything like that. But I think they clearly see something in him where it's like, yeah, we'll give him a chance and things like that. I don't think you're playing Killian Hayes and you got hurt or whatever. But point being, before that, like, you're not playing Killian Hayes because you're tanking. You're just giving these guys a chance. And you're giving Patrick Baldwin Jr. a chance.
You're giving
like,
it's
not in the name of tanking. It's not in the name of tanking, I don't think. Maybe I'm naive and I'm just buying what Doug Christie and Scott Perry are saying, but I don't think they're tanking right now. You can't tank and win. I'm sorry. And again, they're playing bad teams, but I don't think it works that way. The Pacers won yesterday, but it's their first win in 17 games.
Yeah, they won on accident.
Yeah. Like, if you're the Kings, you're taking out the guys that are leading you quarters 1 through 3. They're not doing that.
Well, right. There's levels to it.
Yeah.
Because
like, it's not, I don't think it's a soft tank or anything like that.
No, I think it's a real tank.
Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. Maybe you see through it.
You genuinely think that if the Kings, and I could be, no, I could also be wrong here, because I just have it in my mind that they're not trying to win games.
Why? What has ever given you that thought?
But if Domantas Sabonis and Keegan Murray were healthy,
yeah, they're not,
and Zach LaVine was healthy, you think that those guys would be playing 35+ minutes a night?
I think Max and the young guys are getting more minutes, but I think that's because you want to see young, like, Max and Nick play more. But yes, I think Domas, I think Keegan, I think Zach LaVine, if they're healthy, yes, they're playing minutes. They're playing 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, yes. I don't think you're playing Max and Nick because you want to lose. No, I think you're playing them because you want to see what you have in the young guys.
And that's where I disagree with you. I think if Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine were all healthy, I think there would be nights off here and there. I think there would be.
We're just assuming.
Nights. Yeah.
Everything they've ever said has been like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Why would we assume just because everyone, like, why? I don't get that. They're not even doing that now. They're not trying to tank now.
All right. I think we're just in a.
I think we just disagree. But like I said, it's just like, I'm just going off of what Scott Perry and co have said. Doug Christie, I don't think they'd be tanking. I don't see how you can tank on a 2-year contract.
Okay.
That just doesn't make sense, I guess, if you're trying to get to your next contract.
Okay. I did.
Like, why do you think they'd be tanking?
And what are they doing?
They're dysfunctional, Kyle. They're dysfunctional. Well, yes, they're a bad organization. They're dysfunctional. They should have hired a coach they should have hired a coach. Doug Christie or Scott Perry should have hired his coach. He shouldn't have hired Doug Christie for a 2-year deal. They're a dysfunctional basketball team is what they are. That's why they are. They should have hired a guy that would have seen this through. So where you could have tanked, where you could have taken that direction, where you could have tanked, but now you can't because Doug Christie's only here for a 2-year deal. They're dysfunctional, or they're kind of trying to build out from that. They're not a good organization.
Okay, so then if you're Scott Perry, you need to be going down to the bench and saying, "Hey, your job is not to win. That's not your job anymore. We're playing young players. If we happen to beat the Nets, so be it. But we can't beat the Hornets. The Hornets are not a team that we should be beating. So if DeMar DeRozan has 25 in the first half, he's not playing the second half. Like that, then Scott Perry needs to go issue that mandate.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know if he feels that way either. Again, everything Scott Perry says, we're not going to tank, we're going to play to win and things like that. And maybe I'm just naive, believing his words, but that just doesn't seem to be what they want to do. Yikes. Normally, yes. Yeah. It's fine. Yes, you would have wanted them to finish with the worst record, but it's just they're not going to tank. They are trying to play their best, I think, still. They're 5-3 in their last 8. And yes, like those other teams are tanking. They're losing. They're losing even though they're playing the bad teams and things like that still. The Kings are 5-3 in their last 8. You can't tell me that they are trying to lose. They're not. They haven't been. And yes, yikes.
Big yikes, man. So they're trying to lose tonight.
Say if they were.
Okay, so hang on. So
and I ask you two real quick. If Scott Perry goes to Doug Christie and tells you like, oh, and like it's time to start losing basketball games and playing, like if someone's going for 20 or whatever and through 3 quarters, pull them out. If you're Doug Christie, how do you even say yes to that knowing the contract that you're on? Are you just going to assume, oh yeah, Scott's going to have my back and give me a deal because I lost a bunch of games this year?
Yes, you have to. If you think it's
a tough way to do things, I guess.
This is why this sucks, and this is why the NBA needs to fix it. The fact that a coach would have to question, or a GM and coach have to question, like, is winning better than losing, or or vice versa? This is the just antithetical to what sports is about, or what sports should be about. They have to figure this out.
Yeah, we've gotten to a point where it's like, yeah, should the Kings be trying to lose games and all these things? And it's the league's in a tough spot right now. But it seems like they're headed towards something this offseason where they're going to try to change it. Talk's been too loud, I feel.
All right. The 35 minutes plus for Maxime right now. It presses at you another half in 30 minutes.
Guys who've been tearing it up lately.
Yeah, God, they're going to suit up like 6 guys tonight. Need Dylan Cardwell to figure it out, too.
What do you need Dylan Cardwell to figure out?
Get back to what he was. He's coming back off injury.
Yeah.
Like I'm not anti Dylan Cardwell. I just think at some point he's going to have a couple of big games down the stretch.
I got you. I'm pretty happy with the season he's had so far. We'll see what he does these last 11, 10 games or whatever it is. But, I mean, next year's kind of like, all right, now let's see some consistency from everyone involved as far as the young guys.
Yeah, for sure. Kings, Hornets tonight. Are the Hornets the best story in the NBA this year?
They're a good story, but I was thinking about this yesterday when you threw it in the rundown. It's tough for me to say you're the best story in the league when, like, yeah, the Hornets took the next step finally and they're winning basketball games. Like, that's great. I don't know if it's the best story because, again, they're a playing team right now, 3 games above 500, a bit like 37 and 34. But it's just kind of like they're a good story. I'm not sure if they're the best, but again, I'm not sure what the best would be at this point of the season. Like Jason Tatum is back. That's cool, but I don't know if that's the best story in the league or anything like that.
Sure.
Luka Doncic has been tearing it up, but that's more of a 2-week thing. Is it SGA breaking Wilt's record? Nah. So I guess maybe by default, unless we're just missing something.
Phoenix 8 games over 500. I didn't think they were going to be very
Maybe.
good.
Soren says Pistons, throws in the Celtics as well as Tyler Jennings.
Celtics are a great story.
Yeah, they were 41.5 games from Vegas, over under this year. I mean, obviously hit the over, but it's the Hornets. Maybe it's the Celtics, but I don't think there's been like a great. There's been nothing for us all to truly hold on to this season.
The Hornets are only 2 games back of the Hawks for the 6th seed.
I did not know that.
Did you know the Hawks, since trading Trae Young, have been kicking ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. They built a team. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still taking Darius Acuff third.
They're 12-1 over the last 13 games.
Great. Shout out to them. I'm still taking Acuff third. And I still would have traded for Trae Young.
All right, man. Sure. Yeah, I am enamored with the Charlotte Hornets because I mean, we're talking this year, like, do they trade LaMelo? They draft Con Knipple, who's all of a sudden looks like a rookie of the year. But then Brandon Miller last year was hurt. And it's like, man, is Brandon Miller? But now Brandon Miller's healthy and figuring it out. And I think the patience that they've had, their willingness to give Charles Lee a full year last year and then another full year this year. And seeing how much a good coach can impact a team.
Yeah.
Specifically a team that they've built around 3 guys that they've drafted all in the last 6 years. Like, that's a really interesting 5 years, I guess. This is 25 draft. Like this is a team building success story. And again, do they ultimately go win a title? I don't know. I can't see the future. But if you're a Sacramento Kings fan and you're looking for some kind of hope that doesn't involve having the number 1 overall pick, I think the Charlotte Hornets are a really good team to look at.
They picked LaMelo third, right?
Third, yeah.
Third. Wiseman went 1.
Wiseman went
and
2.
Edwards.
Edwards
Edwards
went
went
1,
1. Wiseman went 2.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just drafted well. It's taken them about 6-7 seasons, but I mean, if you're the Sacramento Kings, if you pick third, it's not the worst thing in the world. And we can probably talk about this too, but Scott Perry, his free agency moves haven't been the best. His head coach move, I don't understand. His draft moves, about a 9 out of 10 so far, I think. As far as the Sacramento Kings early, I'm not talking about the New York, what he did with the Knicks or anything like that. I love Maxime right now. That pick at the second round has turned out to be great. Could be an all rookie team, potentially all first team.
Should be.
All rookie, yes. Nate Clifford, I think for a first round pick where he was drafted, has been fine this season. Dylan Cardwell, undrafted guy, like there's something there. So I think for the young guys that Scott Perry's brought in, like that's a job well done by him. So if they're picking 5th, 4th, even 6th, like I'm not gonna be too stressed out about it. Again, we talked about 7th, 8th. That's what's kind of like, I don't know if you're gonna get the guys that I like.
Sure.
But if you're picking 4th, 5th, 6th, 3rd, like I think Scott's done well enough to it's like, all right, I can have some confidence behind him right there in that area.
Yeah. I agree. I have confidence in Scott Perry regardless of where they pick in the draft to find at least a productive player. The not even concerned. The issue is I think when it comes to identifying or finding like that guy, like a 1A on a title team, all NBA guy, I don't know that that's a GM identifying that player. You know, like I think that there are circumstances that go beyond like the GM's ability to identify talent. Like then you get into circumstance, then you get into how do they react once they have NBA money. Then you get into, you know, injuries, like can they stay healthy and all. Like there are so many factors that go into it. But I have a lot of faith in Scott Perry to take the right guy. Like I don't think whoever the Kings draft this year is going to be, no disrespect, Ben McLemore or Thomas Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a disaster. Now, are they Keegan Murray? Where we're sitting here in 3 years, like.
Well, that's the thing. It feels like this draft, you're judging between players that are going to be good NBA players and players that are going to be like just truly great guys in this league. Right. That's the difference. It feels like with 1 through 6, 1 through 7.
Yeah. And that's the other part of it is the Kings have to put together an infrastructure where they give a really good player that runway to be great.
Yeah.
And some would argue that they've not done that with a guy like Keegan Murray. And that's what's held him back. They need to make sure that they're not doing that with whoever this player is. We've got Kings tickets to give away. A little bit later in the show, we've got a pair of tickets to see the Kings take on New Orleans on April 3rd at Golden One Center, courtesy of the Sacramento Kings. We'll let you know a little bit later on in the show when we're giving those tickets away. So we got a pair of Kings tickets to give away for you. We got some breaking news from Jesse on the UFO that he saw.
Yes, my story that I'm glad I brought to the world that I broke this morning, but I should have told people yesterday that I saw.
We found out what it was. I also got profiled at an airport in Japan.
Yeah, he did.
And I would like to talk about that coming up. But the Bucks waived Cam Thomas yesterday. We talked about what this means for scoring guards in the NBA, but this could also be good news for the Kings. And also, Sham's tweet about it was insane. We'll talk about all that next on The Jump. It's ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader.
I'm so excited. Now I can talk about how maybe I did think it was a UFO and stuff like that. Now that we know what it is.
Okay.
Are you a sushi guy now?
So I'm in an interesting spot. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm a sushi guy. I would say I'm at worst tolerant of fish.
Okay. All right.
But this is a journey.
It's a journey, man. It's a journey. The fact that you're willing to take the journey tells me that you may become a sushi guy eventually. Took me a while. I really didn't like it for the longest time. And then one day I just thought it sounded good out of nowhere. And then there it was. It just kind of clicked.
Yeah, like I'll eat fish now if it's there, but don't waste a good piece of fish on me.
Fair
I'll
enough.
take the steak.
Fair enough. Seared ahi. You should try seared ahi. It's really good. It's cooked. It's cooked and raw. You've probably had it before, but you can make it at home really simple. It's delicious.
Hang on. This is crazy. At the tempura restaurant we went to, he gave us a piece of fish that was tempura fried, but the way he fried it, it was still raw in the middle. Bruh, that was gas.
Oh, it was good.
Pure gasoline.
Okay.
Pure gasoline.
See, that sounds like something I might not like, but I can. If done right, maybe. If done right, maybe.
It's the same idea as seared ahi.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's just a little
That's a
crispy.
good way to put it. Now I'm on board.
I will not lie. Luka hit a game winner. I think it was against the Rockets or whatever, and I was pretty hyped about it. People's hate has turned me into a Luka Doncic fan.
I did not have a taco in Japan.
Funny enough, my buddy actually did. He just went to Japan. He ended up.
Apparently, taco rice is a big deal in Okinawa.
Huh. It was like it was like a barber shop, and they had like
fire.
carne asada grill going on outside.
Oh. Yeah, I just didn't want. I didn't go to Japan to eat Mexican food.
Fair enough. You're not crazy for that.
The 7-Elevens were pretty dope. All the combinis were. You know how pissed I would have been if I was a UConn women's basketball fan and I paid to attend that game last night?
Why?
Because they beat Syracuse by 53 points.
What did you expect from watching UConn the last 20 years?
That's what I'm saying, though, is I wouldn't have paid money to go to that.
Oh, but I think yeah.
Like, what do you do when your team wins by 50? Like,
well,
that's
no,
not
you're
fun.
just, you know what the deal is if you're UConn over there. I don't think those fans were upset. They didn't get their money's worth.
I know I would be.
Well, yeah, that's you. I'd be like, yeah, that's your fault, Kyle. What did you expect? Why did you pay money for a UConn game and expect a good game at this point of the tournament?
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
I'm Kyle. He's Jesse. Joe Brazil on the ones and twos. Hour number 2. We're hanging out with you until 9 o'clock, and then we'll hand it off to our good buddy Rich Eisen.
Rich, call me back. I'll say it again later on so you hear me.
Nice. I'm going to try and get him on the show.
Dude, if we do, I'll be so excited.
I would too.
Rich Eisen was my guy for at one point because, like, during the Dolphins, like, I guess their heyday, which lasted about a year and a half, or just the days that Tua was able to play for him. Like, Rich was like, always like, no, the Dolphins can get it done. Like, Tua's a great quarterback. When everyone's telling you, yeah, Jesse sucks. He's going to throw interceptions, and December gets here, he's going to be bad. Rich was always a Dolphins guy, so I've always been a big Rich Eisen fan since then. Before then, but even at that point, it's like, oh, no, Rich has got my back. Rich doesn't know. We've been great friends for a while.
The Milwaukee Bucks waived Cam Thomas yesterday. We got Kings tickets coming up. We'll give them away in just a little bit. But the Bucks waived Cam Thomas yesterday. I don't want to do the scoring guard and what does this mean for the state of the NBA thing.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to talk about is Sham's sassy ass tweet about this.
What did Sham say?
He got real spicy. So he tweeted the breaking news. Bucks are waiving Cam Thomas per source with the little graphic.
Thank you, Shams.
Then he quote tweeted himself. And he said this quote. Bucks GM John Horst sold Thomas as a key part of the team's contention ability this season and the future after the team signed him post-trade deadline, while Doc Rivers compared Thomas to Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford after just 2 games. Now he's waived.
All right, Shams, what's your angle here, pal? Who pissed you off over there? Something going on with the Giannis stuff?
That was the agent for sure. The agent's like, the GM said this, the coach said this, and now they're waiving him. And Shams was like, bet, I got you.
Shout out, Shams.
Shout out to the info merchants.
Yeah, shout out Cam Thomas, too.
We just need to stop calling these guys journalists, by the way.
Who, do you want Shams?
Shams and Adam Schefter, and they're info merchants.
They're newsbreakers.
Yeah, they're newsbreakers. Yeah. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, they're not.
Think
I don't know if they're not journalists. They don't write.
Like,
they don't report.
I don't think they act within the bounds of typical journalistic ethics.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
That's fine, but I'm sure how far the journalism ethics goes beyond the Sac State classroom. What point? Because there's a game to be played, and I'm not going to act like the people at ESPN and those big companies don't all play it.
Sure.
Like, sorry that Shams and Adam Schefter are just better at it at this point.
They're info merchants.
That's fine. Yeah, they're not journalists. Like journalists are James Hams.
That's all.
Like
Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The Bucks waiving Cam Thomas could have a little bit of a ripple effect, though, and I'm interested to see how this shakes out. Because remember the Zach LaVine Milwaukee thing at the trade deadline?
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if that gets reignited this summer.
Why? I think we're going to keep Giannis now if you're Milwaukee, trying to do that still?
Maybe.
I'm done with that, bro. It's very clear they're both due for a divorce at this point.
I agree.
I think there's been recent reports about now it's coming out. Oh, yeah, the Bucks might not get full value for Giannis, 30 years old, dealing with calf issues, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, Milwaukee probably should have traded him last year or just any point they could have before now. Like, if I'm Milwaukee, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. If Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to sign an extension here, great.
Right.
Go ahead. And at that point, fine, I'll pivot to Zach LaVine and things like that. But at this point, it feels like we'd all be kind of lying to ourselves. If you're the Sacramento Kings, awesome. Locked in, yes, you can have Zach LaVine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. But I don't think that's kind of where this is headed anymore. I'd be pretty shocked if Giannis was still a Buck heading into next season.
I wonder if they
want to shut him down for the rest of the season. He still wants to play.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if the deals they want aren't out there. And if they go, all right, well, we're just going to play out the string here. We're going to offer him an extension, and he may or may not sign it. But we're going to offer him this extension. And we're going to try and win in the meantime. And Zach LaVine's an expiring contract. And that way, if it doesn't work out and we wind up trading him at the deadline, Zach LaVine's an expiring deal anyways. That money will come off the books in a year. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic. Maybe I'm being overly hopeful. And maybe the Cam Thomas experiment turned the Bucks off entirely to the idea of a Zach LaVine, even though I think Zach LaVine's
a much better player.
A better player, yeah. But maybe that's it. Maybe they go, the Cam Thomas thing didn't work, but maybe the Zach LaVine thing will work.
If you're in Milwaukee's front office and you were hitching your wagon to Cam Thomas being something that could potentially work, then yeah, let's all just wrap it up. And you mentioned the deal.
Shams, that's what they did.
Yeah, well, then at that point, yes, wrap it up. They're dysfunctional as can be as well with that ownership situation. But I mean, you look at the Bucks, like, yeah, the deal they want might not be out there, but the deal you took probably was out there. The deal you should have took probably was out there. Now you're reaching a point where the deal that you want is not going to be out there, and you're probably going to get less for Giannis at this point than you could have before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's great. You didn't get the Godfather deal or whatever before, but there was probably a deal that they should have taken where you could have gotten a few first-round picks, I'm sure, a player and things like that. Yeah. Now, again, we're hearing, oh, yeah, Giannis is old now. You're getting older, calf issues, blah, blah, blah. What is the team going to want to pay for that? And like, I think now we reached the point where Milwaukee might have hurt themselves.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. That is the Mojo's text line. It's also the ESPN 1320 studio line if you want to give us a call. And our man, TC.
TC, good morning.
Waiting on the line in Sacramento. What's up, TC?
Top of the morning with my two brothers, man.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, listen. So, look, just vibing, bro. So, I'm tapping in with the homies. getting a little feedback. I'm probably tripping. It's probably me.
It is.
Yeah, you sound clear here. Yeah, you sound clear here. You're all good.
Okay, so listen, I'm coming in with Perry's line of thinking, maybe, right? And as far as I get it with the whole tanking, the season wasn't supposed to go this way or any of that, right? And I get the whole 2-year deal. But at this point, everybody's on the same page, I believe, is like, hey, we're not going to just lose out, right? What I mean by that is, if we lose, we lose, Doug. This is Scott Perry and Doug talking, right? And BJ. If we lose, we lose, right? But if I want you to coach these guys and develop winning habits, and if we happen to win, we win. And at this point, wherever we fall in the draft, it's not like we're going to drop all the way down to 27, right? So it's like wherever we fall in the draft, we might like 10 guys on this board. We've probably been doing our homework on a lot of these kids, right? So we got 10 guys we like. So wherever we fall, we gonna pick the best player available and insert him with the team moving forward next year, if that makes sense. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I don't know, that could be the line of thinking, instead of just losing out and not developing nobody and developing no type of culture or anything. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm coming from it from that standpoint. I believe that the team is thinking about, like, I don't know if it makes sense. You get what I'm saying? I get what we're saying on the same page. I'm just thinking, like, that's more of a smarter move at this point. It's about 10 games left. It's like, hey, man, just establish camaraderie with these guys and winning habits moving into the next season, and we go. Also, Scott Perry's free agent moves, Jesse, I got to disagree also, because I get Dennis Schroeder didn't work, but the other moves kind of did work, bro. Like Russell Westbrook, Precious, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the other small moves, like a Patrick Baldwin, these are guys that can fill out the roster. You get me? So I guess with the free agent move that didn't work was Dennis Schroeder. Everything else, in my opinion, kind of did work. You get me?
They have 19 wins.
Yeah, like Westbrook has been great for Maxime right now and stuff, but I'm not gonna give Scott Perry a pass. Like Dennis Schroeder was like the signing of the offseason for them, and I think they had ideas for him, and that was over by the trade deadline. So you had to attach Keon Ellis to it. Yeah, I'm not. I see what TC's saying. Like the other ones turned out well, Precious Achiuwa and stuff, but I think we know who Precious Achiuwa is still. Point being, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna give him a pass. I don't disagree with the whole, like, I guess what he was saying about just the rest of the season. I don't think they're too concerned about their lottery odds at this point.
The Precious Achiuwa thing is so interesting to me because, as we pointed out before, his per 36 numbers are almost identical to his career numbers.
Yeah.
Career per 36 numbers, I mean. This isn't some wild breakout season. He's just kind of being the player he's always been.
Yeah, if I'm the Sacramento Kings, I'm going to sign him to a 2-3-year deal so he can be my backup 4 or 5 and fill in at points when maybe Max or Domantas Sabonis are out. But I'm not like, we haven't learned anything I think truly new about Precious Achiuwa other than like he should have been in the league.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like he definitely should have been on a team.
Yeah, but
and good on the Kings for recognizing that and getting him on their team. Like, shout out, salute. But yeah, I'm not ready to.
It's not gonna. I don't have my starting 5 or 4.
I'm also not ready to put a feather in Scott Perry's cap because he signed Precious Achiuwa and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Patrick Baldwin
Precious was
Jr.
a mid-season signing too. Yeah.
Yeah,
not
I'm
mid-season,
just not.
early season.
I'm not. No.
Not locked in on Killian Hayes.
No, that's crazy. 2-year deal for Killian Hayes.
I mean, there's things where you can get out of that and stuff like that, but hey,
I know. I think next year is like fully non-guaranteed, right? But
yeah,
again, man. All right, Killian Hayes, sure. I don't know. Kings are the first team ever to try and help him with his jump shot, I guess. We had some breaking news from you, some breaking non-sports news.
I'm now I have an eyewitness account now. I was a witness.
The UFO you saw.
Yes. Well, we've learned since yesterday at about
an IFO. It's an identified.
Let me do my eyewitness account, please.
Please go ahead.
All right, this is legit. About 5:45-ish a.m., I was driving to work in the Roseville area, and I see this little green light fall through the sky. I'm like, wow, that's different. Was that a UFO? Some crazy things.
Hang on. I want you to. This is yesterday.
Yes, yesterday morning. On my way to work.
Okay. Go ahead.
So yes, as I'm driving to work. Roseville. Okay.
All right.
I seen this green light, like these little things in the sky or whatever, falling from the sky. It's going down. So again, at the time, I was like, oh, that can't be fireworks. Fireworks go up, Jess. Like, what do you think? It's like, oh, is that a UFO? Nah, but that looked like something in the sky. And then I think about, hey, world's kind of crazy around the world right now. Maybe it's here. No, it wasn't that either. I looked, ABC 10. I think it was Loki in the Tratty house. Alerted me. Okay, as we play this mysterious music. Turns out, the green thing I saw in the sky, bits and pieces shooting down from the sky, was a meteor. A bright fireball streaking across Central California drew widespread attention overnight, with experts saying it was likely a meteor entering the atmosphere, according to this ABC 10 article. Hankey, operations manager for the American Meteor Society, said the organization received more than 200 reports. I was not one of those reports, through its website and app, placing the event south of Sacramento. I was in the Roseville area when I saw it. One being, learned a fireball meteor came from the sky, and that's what it was. Aliens are not here, and I saw it. Thank you. I'm not crazy. Now I should have brought it to. Now I should have brought it to air yesterday.
How relieved are you that it was?
Oh, very relieved, because now it's like no, what I saw. I know I get to tell people, yeah, I saw meteors falling from the sky.
I saw somebody the other day. Just speaking of aliens,
Mhm.
I didn't see an alien, but speaking of aliens, I saw somebody the other day. They said, if aliens exist, then why haven't they visited Earth?
Oh, buddy, what do you mean?
The hubris of the Earth human is just insane. Like, you think you matter that much?
He's like, what's up, Jeff? How you doing? Like, no, he's not worried about Jeff from accounting.
But this idea that aliens don't have to. I'm so sorry for this diatribe, but aliens don't have to be little green men that we know from movies.
Mm-hmm.
An extraterrestrial being could be like us, right? Like, there could just be
we could be the aliens,
humans on a different planet who don't have the technology to visit Earth. Like, that's the whole thing. And this idea that, like, oh, well, there obviously are aliens because, like, they haven't consumed those popping on Earth yet.
Yeah.
It's just insane. It's nuts. We're not that special.
You heard it here first, folks.
If an alien came down to you, I was like, hey, what's the thing I need to go experience on Earth? What would you tell them? Like, hey, I'm here. People all over the galaxy are talking about how cracking Earth is.
Shouldn't go hang out with me in the past tonight, I guess. Like, hey, that's what you're gonna get into.
You ever had a Modelo?
Yeah, whatever I hand you, and yeah, you better take that. You're with us tonight, alien. You know how to barbecue some carne asada?
You ever taken 2 hits from a stizzy and had a Modelo?
Yeah. No, you're with us tonight, pal.
That's the right answer, though. Right?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna take you to Disneyland. No, you're gonna kick it with me tonight, I guess. Like, if you're here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you take the alien to Disneyland? You're like, yeah, all right, now we're gonna stand in line for 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like, no, we're gonna go hit the market real quick, go pick up some food, and we're gonna go hang out with my friends and stuff. Yeah, alien. I'm gonna show him Luka highlights. He's gonna see Ricky Williams highlights. This is my leader right here. Ricky Williams is my leader, all right? Paul Pierce, the greatest basketball player of all time. Take this Paul Pierce highlight tape back to your land. That is what we're doing. I'm not going to take it
across the universe of Paul Pierce.
Yeah, no, yeah, Paul Pierce, Ricky Williams.
Hey, what if you said that? Like, let's play this out. What if you were saying all that and the alien was like, Paul Pierce, you mean the guy that pooped himself on the court?
Me and the aliens are throwing hands at that point. I'm the first man to fight with an alien because he talked about Paul Pierce. That is what's truly going to happen. I'm not going to take him to the Sacramento Kings game.
In the YouTube chat at youtube.com/ESPN1320 said, Drew Down said that aliens are in the deep ocean. I watched a documentary one time that said the deep ocean is, I believe it's 200 feet below the surface and below. It might be 100 feet and below.
Yeah.
That's considered the deep ocean, right? 95% of the inhabitable space on Earth is deep ocean.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy world out there that we don't really know about.
95. Think of all the land there is. That makes up, and then all the ocean there is that's above the deep ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Below the deep ocean is 95% of it.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm good. I'll stay in
That's
Sacramento in my
I
apartment.
don't need that in my life at all.
No thanks. I don't even like going in the water, to be honest. Not that I'm scared of it.
No,
just
I don't
not a
like
big,
the ocean. It
It's fine.
scares
I'll go
me.
on boats and stuff like that. I'll jump in at that
I'm
point.
flat out
but-
scared of the ocean.
Yeah,
Are you?
same.
Uh,
Oh
yes.
yeah, absolutely. Same.
Like, have you seen what goes on in there?
See, that's the thing. You just keep to yourself. Don't go where the sharks are. Things like that.
I'm not trying to get ragdolled by an
All right, no,
orca.
this is different. I'm not going in the ocean. I guess I'll go to the lake. I'll go to the lake. Yeah,
Very different.
yeah. Let's do
Very
that. Yeah, I'm
different.
not going in the ocean. All right, I'm not gonna go swim with the orcas or anything like that.
Hell no. Hell no. Anyways, that's Jesse. I'm Kyle. Joe Brazil's over there. The deep ocean's insane.
Yeah, as
Don't
are
go there.
aliens.
Don't go there. So you think there's no chance that Milwaukee calls the Kings about Zach LaVine this summer?
They can. I mean, again, that's not a functional franchise right there from the Ramona Shelburne's article or anything like that. But I think at this point, like, if you're moving the smart way, I mean, again, if Giannis says, "Yeah, give me the contract extension and I'll sign," sure. I think you have to give Giannis Antetokounmpo a contract extension. That's probably more like he's still Giannis. He's still Giannis.
Right.
So yeah, at that point, yes, I'm gonna, I guess take a chance on Zach LaVine. He's not gonna be my first option, but I guess I'll take that look again. But point being, if I'm Milwaukee, it's kind of like it's time to move on. Like I said, the deal that you wanted probably hasn't been out there, but the deal that you should have taken probably was. And now you're at a point where neither is going to be there again. Now you're hoping you can get maybe two to three first round picks. I'm not sure you're still getting a cat or anything like that. We'll see. But again, the
A what?
a Karl Anthony Towns, excuse me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to good with nicknames. Just like be smarter here.
And
But yeah, point being,
Like,
it's like
is it-
I'm not sure like that top tier player is going to be out there for you at this point. I think the reports about Giannis's calf and now he's year 30.
Yeah.
Like I think that's real. I think
They
teams know
waited-
they
they
can probably
waited,
get
like,
over
2
on the
years
Bucks
too
at this
long.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where I do wonder if Giannis and the Bucks, if Giannis looks at it and goes, man, like wherever I go is not, and maybe he just wants out of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But maybe he looks at it and goes, man, wherever I go is just going to kind of be more of the same. So I'll just stay with what I know and hope that we can figure it out here.
Exactly. We'll see though.
No
I mean,
idea.
Milwaukee's kind of put themselves in a tough spot.
They have. And I get it. I get why, if you're going to move Giannis, you want the sun, the moon, and the stars. But also,
Sometimes the sun and the moon is fine, pal.
right. But maybe it pays out for him. Maybe they wait it out. Maybe something gets sideways with the Spurs in the playoffs and they decide they need Giannis.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they wind up with Stephon Castle or something. I don't think that's going to happen. You got the Spurs going to the finals.
I do. It's on the board. I got the Spurs going to the finals. I mean, you knew before you took off to Japan. I was like, I think they're the best team in the league, no matter what the record.
Yeah, but
players
the
were. Thunder.
finals?
Yeah, I got them going to the finals. Well, I mean, right now it's a 2-team race to me. Like as much as the Lakers have been playing well, like what Luka Doncic is doing, I don't believe in the Rockets or Nuggets at this point. The Timberwolves, I think, are the team to watch next year because I think they're due for a move. But at this point, it's a 2-team race. So for me, I'll take the Spurs over the Thunder at this point.
Mm,
I don't see anyone else really causing a challenge for them.
mm.
But yeah, I got the Spurs. I think I'm going.
I like that.
I got Spurs
I like
Celtics
going
finals
out
right
on a
now.
limb like
But
that.
I wasn't
Still
sure.
taking OKC.
You're still taking OKC.
Yeah.
It's probably a little. It's not disrespect by me, but I bet OKC deserves the benefit of the doubt.
Mm.
Defending champs, SGA, just this incredible player, one of an all-time great at this point.
If OKC does not, if they're healthy this year and they don't go to the finals, is it the last time that we'll ever call a team a dynasty before they're a dynasty?
No, because we're sports fans and we don't know any
Okay.
better.
No,
We're always
you're
going to jump
exactly
out the
right. That's how
window
we
and
were.
then
That's
literally,
exactly
yeah.
right.
What is your deal, pal? With
That's
that
my-
question,
that's
like,
my-
no, you think we're going to be
no, you're right.
rational?
No, you're right.
Hey, Joe, we actually learned something this time. Finally, in the hundreds of years of sports, we finally learned something, and now we're gonna do it the right way and all this stuff. Now, the
That's
moment the Spurs, because you know what? The
That's all-
moment the Spurs win the finals, there's your next dynasty.
Yes,
We are in the Wemby era now at this point.
dude, because it was the Celtics.
Yes.
I don't know who's beating the Celtics.
Mm-mm.
I was beating the Celtics for the next, and even before Jason Tatum got hurt, it looked like they were going to lose that series to
Yes.
the Knicks. So it's like, I don't know who's going to beat the Celtics. Don't even make the conference finals the next year.
Didn't even get to
That's-
Game 7 versus the Knicks.
And then last year, the Thunder win is like, wow, they're so young. They've locked up all their guys. Look at all their cap space and their contract. I don't know who's beating them. I don't know. I was, and this is me. I'm talking about me. This is me saying this.
Yeah.
I was talking about they're going to win 75 games. Like, man, they want it. They might not even try to win. They might just do it. If they don't make the finals, even, ugh.
Oh yeah, but it's not the Thunder. Like we'll move on from that.
1,000% right. Wow, who's beating Wemby?
Yeah, it's the Wemby era. Everything we ever said was right. He's really the greatest player of all time already. Wow, incredible. And then they'll lose to the Houston Rockets because Fred VanVleet happened to be back that year and healthy. And it's like, oh, Kevin Durant, now the greatest player of all time. And that'll be the conversation. He passed MJ last year. Why did we make such a big deal about that? Because we hate him. Not me, but, that's just how things go. Don't ever expect rationality in sports, bro. This is not the place for it.
You're right. That's my fault.
Nuance? No.
That's my fault. No,
We got takes,
my bad. You're
and
right.
we got hate. That's what we do in sports. Bam Adebayo, 83 points. Bam Adebayo, you were gone. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points,
saw
Kyle. 83 points.
The discourse was exhausting.
I almost muted his name on Twitter. It got to a point where it's like, this is stupid. Okay, I get it. You don't have to like it better than Kobe's. Fine, you can like Kobe's game better. But now we're at the point where you're hating on a guy who scored 83 points in the National Basketball Association. Instead of just being, oh, wow, that's awesome, sick.
Dude,
you want to turn it into a conversation.
That's it.
You want to have a conversation about it.
That's what we have lost the ability as sports fans to just say, damn, sick.
We can have opinions. Sometimes you can hold on to those.
Also, a game can happen and it can be a cool thing and then we can move on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be a referendum on another thing. Kobe's 81-point game is iconic, and it's always going to be iconic.
I watched the highlights of it the other week, or whatever, the 30 minutes of it. It was much more enjoyable than Bam's, but it's not taken away from Bam's.
But
Bam's
Bam
is still
also
amazing.
scored 83 points.
Exactly. It's still amazing
It's
in its
incredible.
own game.
Good for him.
Yes.
Anyways.
But again, you want to hate. You want to have a conversation about it and share why it's not the same to you and blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro, just accept it. It was a good game. Be happy about it. That was a cool thing in the NBA.
What a cool thing.
We love
that happened.
sports.
Moving on.
Yes. And I know this is funny by me because I'm going to hate on something at some point.
Of course.
Aaron Judge is going to strike out at some point, and I will be there. I will be there.
Whenever I always say, I saw this thing last night from a movie critic who said,
this is who we are.
Every movie is somebody's favorite movie, and I watch to find out why. Like, I want to know why people like things, and I said, like, liking things is so much better than not liking things. But hating in sports,
it's fun.
It's so fun.
It fuels you.
Too.
It does.
It's easy.
It's cool to be Darth Vader in sports. It is sick. No less. Yes, it is fun. Because you know what? Your team's going to lose too. So let me join in everyone else and let's talk smack about someone else's team or whatever. It's just fun. It's just, it is what it is. And I'm no different. It's just who we are, sports fans.
Shout out to like when you're talking to someone about sports and they're not a fan of the team that you're a fan of, but then you realize you guys both hate the same teams together.
Oh, the best.
It's the best. It's the best.
Growing up, go ahead.
Finding common hating ground with somebody.
It's way easier.
This is my brother right here. I don't know him, but we hate the Yankees.
That's Jesse. I'm Kyle. Joe Brazil's over there. I don't normally sound like this.
Yeah, no.
I'm powering through. I got back from Japan. I was sick. Started getting over that. Then allergies started hitting. I'm a mess.
Kyle's playing through it right now. He's taking all the Dayquil, NyQuil teas he can take, but it's all good. We're playing through it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We've got a pair of Kings tickets to give away coming up in just a moment. So stick around. We'll do that right after we get back from paying some bills. We'll have 2 Kings tickets to give away to their game against New Orleans on April 3rd at Golden One Center, courtesy of the Sacramento Kings. We'll have that. I got to talk about getting profiled at an airport.
That happened.
That's a thing that happened. I swear to God. We were talking about Darius Acuff earlier, and I have a very, very strong opinion on something the Kings need to not do in this year's draft. And I'll tell you what it is next on The Jump. It's ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader.
Has Tatum's return hindered the Celtics? We're already there, folks. Damn. Yeah, Dr. David, that's a no-go. Give me best player available at all times.
From Wednesday to Saturday, I played more cornhole than I have in my entire life ever. And dude, people are good at cornhole.
I think I'm good for the average guy.
I didn't do bad. Like, yeah. I agree. I think you'd be able to play, and I didn't do too terrible, but man, some guys are just
Yeah, there's no
crazy
legit
good at it.
professionals out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's actually a cornhole story out there.
I think we're gonna have some in the office on Thursday, so I'm warmed up.
Yeah, Thursday in
I'm
the
ready
office
for
seems
that.
lit. Shout out Aaron Miller was keeping the vibes up here. So thumbs up, everybody. Shout out to you guys being in the chatty house.
You guys can also catch me on the. Looks like I only made the story on the 1065 Instagram. Just a story. It's all good. Didn't need a post. It's fine. But
It's all good, Joe. We're still trying to get Kyle KSSU.
God.
Yeah.
I have an update on that.
Do you? I gave KSSU and the State Hornets shout out last week while you were out.
I have an update on that. Shout out to KSSU.
Nice. I'm so excited now.
Well,
Oh, I was.
But yeah, you guys can see me on the 1065 then story making my acting debut.
That's
I
Joe
believe.
Brazil out there.
you crushed
Yep.
it.
Thank you guys. It is teasing a special guest. It is not me. I am not the special guest on the Wake Up Call Live. Unfortunately, I hate to break that.
I'm a giant.
Madrid, that's been his guy for about a month now. He's bought in on something I don't see, I guess. And shout out Dan Orlovsky. Knows more football than I could ever forget, I guess. Whatever that, can forget more football I could ever know. Whatever that saying is. Whatever.
He's
Point being,
forgotten more football
Yeah.
than I'll ever know.
Dan Orlovsky knows the game and stuff, but I don't get the Ty Simpson stuff he's been on. Shout out to the Odyssey guy. You know we rent plants?
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess they got stolen and plant guy had no plants to plant, to water.
Oh man, that's a whole.
I know. I
thing.
think they've been returned
It's the whole
since, but
thing.
You see the emails?
yeah. Complex had to
Complex
check
saying he
everyone.
didn't-
Yeah,
didn't
enough of
wanna
this
call anybody
nonsense.
out.
Yeah.
He didn't want to call anybody out, but he thinks it's related to a specific morning show.
Oh, damn, Kenny, they caught us.
Dude, they talked about it on air too, and then there were some people commenting about how rude Complex is and how unprofessional his email was.
Oh,
This
hell
is
no.
people that were listening. I just got it. It was funny.
I stand by Complex at all times.
Me
10
too.
toes.
It's just a big inside joke.
I will die for Complex.
Yeah, for real.
I will die for Complex. Silence.
Yeah. At least we know when that comes up. Kyle's going to do it, I guess.
Oh, it's me.
Welcome back
Make
to
a
the
play,
jump
boss.
with
Thursday,
Kyle
pal.
Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
Make a play, kid.
I'm Kyle. He's Jesse. That's Joe.
This is the jump.
This is the jump on ESPN 1320.
Shout out Mojos.
All right, so real quick, a big shout out to Mojos and the Mojos text line at 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. When I got to Japan,
Uh-huh.
I have a Kings draft thing. But real quick, because I teased the story yesterday and didn't get to it. When I got to Japan, I immediately got profiled. I'm so serious.
And what did that consist of? Why do you think what happened
You guys
here?
have no idea what I go through, okay? Nah, so I wore a short sleeve shirt to travel because that's obviously what you're gonna do. So we go through the big, like long immigration line. That's where they check your passport. They put a little stamp on there that says like when you've arrived, when you're supposed to be there. And then there's this whole tax thing that's happening in Japan. So you can get like refund on taxes with this. And like it's a whole thing. It's an important thing. We got to go through. So we go through that whole line. Then we go through customs. And we don't have anything to declare. We're not bringing anything.
So for a good time,
vegetation or
guys.
meat into the country.
Mhm.
That's at the airport. There's a sign with a briefcase full of raw meat. And it's like, don't do this. It's like, yeah, thank you. Got it. So I'm wheeling our bag through, thinking we're going to be fine. Lady stops me and is like, why? She asked me a question. And I did not understand what she asked because I was not listening. I was not ready for somebody to ask me a question. And so I said, I thought she said, where are you coming from? And I said, the United States, San Francisco. And she like looks at me weird and then says her question again. And I did not understand what she was saying. And I go, I'm sorry. Huh? And my wife understood. And she says, like, we're here for leisure.
Way to make a play. Way to make a play.
Yeah. And so I go, oh, why are we here? I was like, oh, like, I don't know. We're here to watch a basketball game. We're in Okinawa specifically to watch a basketball game, but we're here. We're going to go to Kyoto and we're going to Tokyo or to Disneyland. Like, I don't know, like what? And so I just said, like, vacation. Yeah, we're here for vacation. And he goes, I need you to come with me. So we go over. She has me open all of my I have a big travel backpack in our suitcase. Open the suitcase, unzip everything in the suitcase. She's wiping everything down. And then she goes over and she points at this sign that's like, do you have any of these things? It is like drugs. It's like cocaine and meth.
Yeah.
And it's like drugs. And then she points at another sign. It's like gold chains and watches and like all this stuff. And I'm like, what? No,
Man,
I don't.
Who do you think I am?
What?
I host a morning radio show.
Like, what are you talking about? I cry at Amazon commercials. I'm not like, what?
This is Stitch.
Yeah. You see these tattoos? And so funny thing about that. So I've got like my two chains on, like these two very small gold chains I wear. And I was like, she points at the sign and I was like, oh, these? Like, what's wrong with the? And my wife, again, smarter than me, goes, no, we don't have anything like that. So Lily wipes everything down. She tests it. She's like, okay, fine, you can go. And then my wife was like, you're wearing 2 gold chains and you're, by Japan standards, covered in tattoos. Like, you probably look super sus.
Oh, you're either a streamer or some music artist.
I got super profiled on the way in.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's my fault. I need to be more respectful and wear sleeves.
Yeah, just got to be more aware next time, I guess.
It's brutal.
Like, I can't be a hoodie guy in the airports and things like that, or just do stuff
not?
like that. I've been pulled aside. I've been pulled aside a couple of times. I'd assume because I have my hoodie on, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just walked through without my hoodie.
That happened when I went to Mexico. Like, same thing. I got pulled aside. Me, my dad, my brother, full search, everything. Checked all of our bags.
Just dumping out Joe's bag.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Did you have that mustache?
I yes,
probably
actually,
bad
I
hombre
did.
right here.
I did.
I
did
did
have the mustache.
Yeah, look at this.
Yes.
Shout out Joe, locked in.
So I looked just like
Unbelievable.
this, pretty much.
Oh my
So,
god!
yeah, no, it did not take long. They didn't. I don't even know if I
Profiled you
waited in
too.
line. They're like, you don't even. You're going in this way.
They're pointing to a picture. It's the picture of an American with that kind of mustache. Like, that's why we had to pull you aside. Glad you had a good time in Japan, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
had a great time. Never had another problem with my tattoos. I kept long sleeves on as often. It was cold as heck.
Yeah.
I will say that. Excuse my language, but it was colder than heck when we were there. So I wore long sleeves a lot. Didn't have another problem. He's Jesse. I'm Kyle. That's Joe. I saw somebody say on the internet, we got Kings tickets in a minute. I saw somebody on the internet yesterday. I'm not going to name this person because I like this person a lot. And I think this person is very smart. And I think they know a lot about basketball. I just disagree with them on this. They said that if the Kings believe in Maxime Reynaud, then under no circumstances can they draft Darius Acuff. And what? Are we really at the point
So,
that we're building around Maxime Reynaud?
Not
Because that's what that
majority,
is.
but I think we're like some have gotten to that point where they're like, yeah, Max is putting up 30 in some of these games, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying this is the consensus thought, but I think some people, point being, some people are really bought in on the player Maxime right now. They think can be. I haven't been there yet. Me and Kenny were kind of fighting back against that notion last week. I don't want to say we caught heat, but I mean, there were some people who disagreed and things like that. But it's just, I'm not there with it. But I think there are people that really believe in what Maxime right now is on this team. It's not going to keep me from drafting Darius Acuff Jr. or anything like that. Like, I'm not building around Max or anything like that. But I think there are people, again, it's not the majority. It's probably a small amount of people, but leave those guys out. I think there are people just in general who are really high on what Max can be for this team where it's like, yeah.
I am too. I like Maxime Reynaud a lot. I'm not passing up a player, whether it's Darius Acuff or whoever. I'm not passing up a player that I like because of Maxime Reynaud.
Yeah, no, Max just needs to learn how to play with that player.
That's it. That's
vice versa as well. They need to learn how to play together. That's all it is.
Right.
Yeah. But you're not passing on best player available for Maxime right now. No chance. No chance. It may
whether it's Darius Acuff, Darren Peterson, or otherwise. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not at the point that if I really like this player in the draft, and I think this is the player that is going to be the player that I need coming out of this draft, I'm not letting Maxime Reynaud's existence affect that.
Yeah. I'm going to try to see Darius Acuff being someone. Maybe that person is just too high on Max, because I don't think Darius Acuff would hinder Maxime right now or anything like that.
Well, there's a lot of people that are out on Acuff.
Yeah, but that's just because for the reasons you said, though, I think. This earlier.
And that's fine. If you're out on Acuff, then but then you should then if you're out on Darius Acuff, cool. Like, nobody's right in the pre-draft process. We're all guessing and projecting, right? But if you're out on Darius Acuff, that's one thing. If you're in on Darius Acuff, but you're out because of Maxime Reynaud, no. That I can't. I like Max a lot, but I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not with building a team around Max or anything like this. Brian has it perfect. Like, Max, the guy who does best when Russ is on the floor feeding him. He can't play with a dude getting 7 assists per game right now. It's like, I think Darius Acuff would be fine around Max, but
I would hope so.
I love what Max is doing too. Point being, it's like I think, I don't think you need to pass on Acuff or pass on any player from Max right now.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we're not at that point, and honestly, you should probably never be at that point as an organization. Because, I mean, if you're able to take the best player available and he turns out to be a really good player, yeah, sure, not the biggest fit. All right, you can trade that player. The Kings are not at that point, but point being, like, yeah, I don't think you should ever pass on best player available.
Let's give away some Kings tickets. Sacramento Kings, Pelicans, Golden One Center, Friday, April 3rd. I've got 2 tickets here, courtesy of the Sacramento Kings. Caller number 13 right now to the ESPN 1320 studio line at 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Caller 13 wins 2 tickets to see the Kings take on the Pelicans at the Golden One Center, Friday, April 3rd, courtesy of the Sacramento Kings. All right, I'm Kyle. That's Jesse. Joe Brazil is over there. We've talked a lot about the injury stuff with the Kings this year. Been super banged up. They've had all these injuries. What's this season look like if they're healthy?
He takes a moment to give his answer. I think it's maybe a few games better, but
a few.
I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, like it seemed like there was an issue at the beginning of the season where the vets weren't necessarily bought in on what Doug Christie wanted to run and things like that. And it's just, I don't think this was ever really a great team put together. I mean, my thought on them going into the season was like they'll be about 35 wins, things like that.
Right. Yeah,
I think, and again, they started off injured and all that stuff, but I think early on in the season, it's like, no, this is worse than what that could be, I think. So it's like, yeah, maybe they're a few games better, but I don't think there's a real difference here. Like, Keegan Murray has not shot the ball well all season. Then, like, maybe if he has a little bit
that could be related to injury.
Yeah, maybe if he's around a little bit more, maybe he's able to get to 35%, things like that. But it's just, yeah, maybe they're a bit better, but it's just, I just don't love this team as is.
No, totally. And I don't.
Not as is
I'm
now, but
not-
just with the
I-
vets and things like that. I just don't think it was ever truly going to work. Like 35 was the type
agree.
of ceiling
I
and stuff
agree.
like that.
I'm not trying to get to, man, could they have been good? I don't ever think this team was going to be good.
Yeah.
I was with you. The over-under was 34.5, I think.
Yeah. It's marginal, I think.
If they went.
Maybe it looks better.
See, I think they're probably, again, a healthy season. I think they're probably right now in the like 30 win range.
Mhm.
And I think that would ultimately probably be worse for them.
I can see them being the Chicago Bulls, about 29-42 right now, I guess.
Yeah.
You throw the vets out there, some wins here and there.
If they were 29-42, we'd be looking at the Warriors kind of sliding and going, oh, could you make the play in? And all of a sudden you're picking 12th.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I don't think
I don't
there's
think there's a big difference here. It's like, oh yeah, if Doug had the guys, it's like we learned something or anything like that. This is
No, I'm not. That was not what I was trying to get at all.
This has been a team that's just always been a desperation, like desperate need of a rebuild, and maybe this was always going to be the outcome, whether they're here or not.
I think that this season, where they have a chance to land a top 5 pick in a loaded draft, I think could be. I mean, it depends on if the player is good that they get, but I don't think we talked about this yesterday. I don't think they were planning on this at all.
Yeah.
I think they expected to be in the play-in mix this year if they were healthy. And then if they could trade some guys, maybe next year would be like this year where they're going to be really bad and maybe they could draft somebody and then in 27 take that player with a fresh salary cap and move forward. But I think this year and the injury stuff is ultimately going to potentially accelerate what they were trying to do. Because I can't put my brain in a place where Keegan Murray's healthy, Domantas Sabonis is healthy, Zach LaVine's healthy, Russell Westbrook's playing, Nick Clifford's playing, Maxime Reynaud. And maybe that's the other part of this is maybe Maxime Reynaud is an enigma still. We're like we don't know what he is because they're trying to win games. The other rookies are getting pushed to the back burner. I don't know. But I don't know that ultimately, again, for the long term, not for this year. There's a better version of this year for sure, from a wins and losses perspective. But for the long term, I think this is the best thing that could happen to the Kings this year.
Yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago. It's kind of a blessing in disguise for the Kings. I mean, it didn't turn out the way they would have expected, but now you should have a pretty decent draft pick.
Yeah. Man.
It's a tough spot, but
really tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a point, like once Beam Team was done and over with and Mike Brown was gone and those things, like I was just at the point, trade Domantas Sabonis. It's time to rid yourself of all this stuff and kind of start fresh again. I didn't love the idea of trading for Zach LaVine so you can still try to maintain the idea of, oh yeah, we can still try to be successful. Maybe we get to the play-in and kind of keep this thing alive. It was over the moment Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox, and Domantas Sabonis, like that thing was broken up.
Yeah.
The moment you knew it was over with, you should have just completely did a restart.
Paolo Banchero watches on, by the way.
And it's insane.
Lock in, dude.
I can't believe we're at this point, but hey, Paolo, you can come play for the Sacramento Kings if you want.
So if you've not followed this, if you're new to the program, hello, we appreciate you hanging out. Paolo Banchero is a player that I identified. I circled and said, this is a player I think the Kings could potentially get when we talk about, because the theory is the Kings draft somebody this year who turns out to be really good. And then you take all this other draft capital that they have, and instead of spending 5-6 years making picks and trying to build that way, packaging some of those picks, getting a star player in a trade and trying to accelerate things that way. Paolo Banchero is a player that I've circled as...
There's been murmurs and noise in Orlando.
Yeah. Like maybe that's just not the Paolo Franz thing. They went and got Desmond Bane. They were expecting to. There were
Orlando was the most disappointing team in the league.
Yes,
for me, no doubt. I thought they were going to be a team who just needed shooting coming out of last season's playoffs. They could play defense like no one else. They were great. I thought they just needed shooting. I love Desmond Bane, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a team that could potentially come out the East. And they've kind of gone backwards. It feels.
The most disappointing team in the league for sure. There were smart basketball people who thought they could win the East this year. And now they're the 8th seed and like struggling. They lost to Houston. They lost to Detroit. on February 26th, and then on March 1st. They beat the Wizards, the Mavericks, good win against the Timberwolves. Then they beat the Bucks. They beat the Cavs. They beat the Wizards in OT. They beat the Heat. That moved them to 38-28. They won 7 games in a row. Their last 4, they played Atlanta. They lost by 12. They played Oklahoma City. They lost by 5. They played Charlotte. They lose by 19. And they lost by 1 to the Lakers on Saturday. This is a team that is not going the right direction. It looked like when they won 7 in a row, like, oh, maybe they're starting to figure it out, because it was 7 in a row and I think 9 of 12, 9 of 11. And I don't know that that's happening. They're
the Miami Heat in my eyes.
They could very much be a team that, and maybe they try and move on from Jamal Mosley first. Maybe they give it another year with Paolo Banchero and Desmond Bane and Franz Wagner. Those guys have been banged up. Jalen Suggs has been hurt. Maybe they give it another year with a different coach. But the Paolo Banchero thing, keeping my eye on it.
You have to. Like, it's not. I'm glad you're here too, because I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I knew Paolo, blah blah blah, but it's like there's been noise and just little bits and pieces throughout the season, where maybe Jamal Mosley and Paolo Banchero aren't getting along, and Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner don't really necessarily work the best, and oh, Paolo's not shooting the 3 well. Can you really win with that right now? And this is what the Magic need, and blah blah blah. Like, hey, let me give you a call real quick, Orlando, and see what your thoughts are right now.
The thing that the one hang up I always have when I start to go through, okay, what would the trade package even look like? The problem is the Magic would probably want a player that helps them get over the hump.
I wonder if the Minnesota Timberwolves, and like, no, we'd want the Kings to be involved in this, but I just don't know if the Kings have that player.
Right.
Like, I first thought is instantly Domantas Sabonis, because he's the best player on the team right now. And it's like, does Domantas Sabonis help the Orlando Magic? And it's like, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then does Zach LaVine help them? Does Keegan Murray help them? And if it is Keegan, are you doing Keegan, other salary, and then a bunch of draft picks to get Powell? And that's where it's like, man, I have no idea.
Yeah, I wonder if a team like, I don't think the Kings. You have the picks. I think you can work with that, but I just don't think you have the players to keep Orlando just whole and just keep trying to compete.
Right.
I just don't
because that's what they wouldn't be doing a teardown. But the Giannis thing, Milwaukee's doing a teardown.
Yeah, I wonder if a team like Minnesota maybe can give you some not decent role players, but maybe you send not specifically Julius Randle, but a good player from Minnesota, a couple good players from Minnesota. It's like, yo, they can definitely help. It'll help us shoot the ball a little bit better and things like that. Minnesota also has a bunch of picks they can hand us. It's like, yeah, we're not really going to fall off here. But yeah, point being, I think if Paolo were to somehow get moved, it's probably going to be a contender type. Or just like you said, someone who's got that. But the Kings just aren't equipped with any of that right now. Real quick.
Keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, Kings Cali says, remember when Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum weren't going to work out? Like, Paolo and Franz have not gone to conference finals after conference finals and things like that. There's a difference here.
Yeah, the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown thing was, can you win a championship?
Yeah.
Can they get over the hump and figure out how to win a title? And they did. The Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero thing is like, hey, can they be a top 6 team?
Yeah, can we be a perennial playoff contender and eventually get to title contender status?
They gave up so much to go get Desmond Bane to be that over. They didn't give up Desmond all that draft capital to get Desmond Bane to be the 8th seed.
Yeah, all you've done is move backwards, if anything.
Yeah.
So,
and that might be a Jamal Mosley problem.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a good coach, and maybe he's just not the right guy to continue moving forward with them. Maybe it's like Mark Jackson with the Warriors, right? Like, got him to a point, and then, okay, you need somebody else to take you to the next step. Maybe they just need a new coach. And maybe they try that new coach with this group of players. But just keep an eye on it. That's all.
Just things happening.
Just watch what's going on in Orlando.
Do you think if the Kings land a 7th, 8th pick, 9th pick, or anything like that this year in the draft, gosh forbid, because that'll be
that would be brutal.
Yeah. But point being,
7's currently as low as they can fall.
If they land somewhere there and they win a few more games or whatever, do you think, like, and you don't get your guy, I guess, at what point do you kind of need to think about pivoting to like maybe we do, I guess, look for a guy, like trade for a guy who can be our star or something like that? Or do you just go through evaluation mode next season and hope you're bad enough to land a top 5 pick in the draft then at that point?
That.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, if you fall this year in the lottery, it's not panic button. You got to go make a trade now.
Yeah.
It's probably just run it back, try and be bad again next year, because that's really, we talk about Charlotte, we talk about Detroit. Like, they were bad for many, many years. They had a bunch of guys who were picked early in the lottery. And I think when you start stacking up players like that, like, that's fine. That's a way to go. That's a path to take. It just takes longer. And again, we talk about patience. It's really, really hard to go, yeah, hey guys, hey, Kings fan.
Yeah.
Just wait like 6 years.
Real quick too. Under the new lottery odds in 2019, 4th can fall to 8th. So they can fall as far as 8th right now. Yeah, as far as 8th right now.
Okay. Thought it was 7. That's my bad.
It's
I just
good.
ran a lottery simulator on Tankathon.
Better?
Number 5.
That's fine.
Nope. Number 5. The Brooklyn Nets.
Oh,
Number 4.
got too excited.
The Indiana Pacers. Number 3. The Sacramento Kings. And then Washington and Charlotte. Charlotte jumped up 12 places.
Yeah, Kings end up top. If Kings end up 3rd, 4th, 5th, I'm okay. I'm gonna trust in Scott Perry to bring in another decent player, and we'll move that way.
Top 5.
Top 5 I can do. Top 6 I can work with.
I like that we've gone from they need to get the number
Well,
one
it was
pick
just
to like, yeah, top 5 would be fine.
There's a lot of good players in this draft. I love Darius Acuff. He's my third. He's if it's not AJ or Darren, I'm taking Acuff. Point being, like, if you end up with a guy like that, and even a Cam Boozer, he's not my favorite player or anything like that, but you can end up with a really good player, and it's just kind of, you just got to start somewhere. And you just got to, as tough as it might be, you just got to put faith in Scott Perry to get this thing done and keep it moving forward. Like, yes, it would be,
So
I would love it. I would love it if they were able to get one of those franchise changers like AJ or Darren Peterson.
Yep.
Maybe Darius Acuff can be that guy too, but it's just, they're winning games right now, and it's just, this is the way it's falling. You can cry over it and you can be upset, but also it's just, they're going to have to figure it out.
He's Jesse. I'm Kyle. That's Joe. Our good friend Rich Eisen.
Rich, call me back.
He's next. The Jump back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Well, The Jump, actually, this show back at noon. If you missed anything, we rock from noon to 2. D-Lo and KC will take you up from 2 to 6. We're The Jump back at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Until then, drink water. Be nice, people. See you. Yeah, we are.
Good shift, everybody. The thumbs up.
Thanks, guys.
Later, Chatty House. See you tomorrow.
All right. Appreciate you, Filthy. Appreciate you, Zabo, Spencer, Chino, all you guys. I will see you guys later. Kyle will see you guys tomorrow.